5 is upon us. We are over a quarter of the way through the season, and week 4 was nothing short of exciting as we also saw the closest matchup in TFFL history. But let's get right into the week 4 results.
Then came the duel foretold, Florida Man against the return of the Lamar. It was the game of the week, sung of in whispers. Florida Man was carried by Bijan the Brave and Pickens the Unchained, whose valor scorched the battlefield. Lamar's host called upon Mahomes the Fearless and Etienne's fleet of foot. Yet even they could not withstand the storm. Florida Man's banner was lifted high, their victory carved into legend. In the northern lands, the clash of Drake and Josh against the underground methods echoed like thunder. Josh Allen wielded his arm as a weapon of fire, and the young Drake May stood tall. Yet from the deep came Stafford the Steadfast, Bucky of the Irons, and Metcalf the Mighty. Their combined fury broke the walls, and the methods rose triumphant, casting aside their foes with a score most commanding. Lo, from the east marched the Wise Dude army, clad in strength and fire. Jordan Love commanded with poise, while McCaffrey and Judkins thundered forth like steeds of war. Against them stood Hairweave Killer, yet their might faltered, their weapons dulled. Though Purdy fought bravely, the army's host was overwhelming. A rout it was, and Wise Dude Army's triumph shone brightest in all the realm. But sorrow struck the killer's camp, for Tyreek the Cheetah, swift beyond all others, was laid low. His knee torn, his season's song silenced, and the host left bereft of their fleetest weapon. In another quarter, the Poochie posse rode forth, with Puka the Peerless shining like a star, his 36 points lighting the darkened sky. Omarion Hampton, strong as oak, lent his power to the cause. Untapped Potential fought valiantly, with Jacobs the Tireless and Fields the Fearless raising arms. Yet the posse, steady and bold, pressed onward, seizing the day and claiming their place among the feared. From the caves emerged the caveman, Dak Prescott bearing fire in his hands, and Amon-Ra, the sun god, blazing upon the field. Their might was unmatched. The Jets soared upon Jefferson's wings, but faltered when his allies failed to rise. Higgins fell silent, Pearsall wavered, and the caveman crushed their flight, standing victorious beneath the stone. And then, the tale of sorrow and song. Globo Gym strode proud, their juggernauts strong. With Bo Nix at the helm, the battle seemed theirs. Yet fate is cruel. For as the sands fell, Nix knelt thrice, and with each knee, the ground stole a yard, and the scoreboard a point. Thus was wrought the narrowest defeat in the annals of the TFFL, a margin of 0.04, a whisper of destiny. Chase in the ring rose not by conquest, but by fate's cruel hand, and the juggernauts were left to mourn what was once theirs. So ended the 4th week of this great season, of armies marching, of heroes rising, and of heartbreak beyond measure. Songs will be sung of Pickens' fury, of Nakua's light, of Jacob's endless toil, and of Nix's kneel that shattered a kingdom. The road to the ring winds on, and week 5 lies ahead. In the annals of week 4, the banners of the Wise Dude Army were unfurled in splendor, their might unmatched upon the fields of fantasy. At their vanguard strode Jordan Love, casting forth with fire and precision, his arm raising a storm of points as Green Bay clashed in a duel of 40 apiece. Beside him thundered Christian McCaffrey, the Silver Star of San Francisco, whose relentless strides carved through Jacksonville's defense like a blade through soft earth. Not far behind, Devon Achane, swift as the tides of the sea, struck with cunning and speed, lending yet more strength to the army's cause. Garrett Wilson shone like a jewel in the dusk of Miami's fall, while Zay Flowers bloomed even in defeat, his light unwithering. Tyler Warren of the Colts bore courage beyond measure, and Quinshon Judkins, a warrior of Cleveland, charged boldly to amass a treasure of points. In the rear guard, Tua Tagovailoa guided Miami's triumph with calm hand, while Cameron Dicker's leg added the final measure of strength. Thus, the wise Dude Army rose above all others, their total of 164.56 shining brightest across the realm.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces.
In the chronicles of Week 4, there is written the tale of Jaden's Jet, a host of mighty names, yet burdened by misfortune. Caleb Williams, the chosen signal caller, strode boldly into battle, yet his arm and legs yielded but modest spoils. Henderson and Pacheco, the riders of the backfield, each struck true, but their blades cut not deep enough to turn the tide. High above all, Justin Jefferson shone as a lone star in the darkened sky, his valor unmatched, his catches like jewels wrought in fire. Beside him, Rome Odunze fought with gallant strength, yet even their twin lights could not banish the encroaching gloom. Dalton Kincaid held the line, and young Pearsall ran the fields of Jacksonville, though his gains were but whispers. T. Higgins, once a tower of might, faltered, and even the steady leg of McPherson found little purchase upon the mile-high winds of Denver. Thus it was written, the Jet, though filled with noble warriors, mustered but 104 points, the least of all in the land this week. And so Jaden's banner, once proud, was lowered into shadow, the mark of the low score etched upon his tail. Yet even in sorrow, hope lingers, for the season is long, and fortunes, like the turning of the world, may yet be remade.
Jared, that was a tough one. I am so sorry. It is so hard for me to actually be happy about that win, knowing that those 3 kneel downs pretty much cost you the game. But let's take a look at what we got moving on for Week 5.
And lo, in the shadowed caverns where iron meets stone, 2 mighty hosts gather. Underground methods, stout and unyielding, send forth Gibbs, Stafford, and Mayfield like hammers of war. Yet rising from the western plains comes the Poochie Posse, led by Nakua the Bright, Murray the Swift, and Hampton the Bold. Their projected strength surges like a river in flood. This clash shall be writ in legend, for here is the meeting of fire and stone, a reckoning that shall echo through the halls of Week 5. High in the Shire Division, the unbeaten caveman seeks to wield Barclay's stride and Amon-Ra's light against the defenders of the ring. Yet chasten the ring with Goff the Steady and young Dart of New York march forth with quiet resolve. Only one may emerge unbroken, and the stones shall cry out with the victor's name. In Mordor's shadow, potential stirs, though victory has long eluded them. Fields and Walker stand as their forlorn champions. But across the plain rides return of the Lamar, bearing Breece Hall's vigor, Mahomes' fire, and Adams' sure hands. For one, a chance to rise from the ashes, for the other, a chance to climb higher still. The Juggernauts, winless yet proud, rally behind Jonathan Taylor's charge and the steady arm of Bo Nix. Against them stands Hairweave Killer with Hertz the Mighty, Henry the King, and Pittman the Sure-Handed. The battle may be cruel, yet the victor shall claim hope, and the vanquished sink deeper into shadow. From the hills of wisdom comes McCaffrey, Akane, and Javonte Williams, blades gleaming in the sun. Across the field stand Drake and Josh, bolstered by Josh Allen's thunder, May's promise, and Cook's cunning. Both stand at the brink of greatness, yet only one shall hold the banner aloft when the day is done. In Gondor Division, Florida Man sends forth Herbert, Young, and Pickens to carve a path through chaos. Yet Jaden's jet, though windless and wounded, summoned Daniels, Jefferson, and Darnold to the fray. Theirs is a desperate gambit, and desperation oft yields either ruin or legend.
Some great matchups set for this week. Good luck to everybody except our copy and paste comedian EJ, and we will talk next week and see how it all played out.